Hi, I'm Brett Davis, the editor-in-chief of Inside Unmanned Systems magazine. We are here in the Autonomous Media booth, and we are talking with Bradford Morse and Charles Smith of Archangel Imaging. So, gentlemen, thank you for coming by.
Thank you.
You have an interesting story. This is a international story here, but if you would, just for the viewers, tell us a little bit about the company, because you do a wide variety of things.
Yeah, sure, no problem, thank you. So we were founded in 2016 with the aim of making machines smarter and making them more valuable as teammates to help move people away from the edges, dangerous places, dirty places, that type of thing, and to make human capital more effective. We have a number of product lines that we run. We have a non-GNSS navigation solution. So if GPS is spoofed or denied, how do you maintain your mission capability? So we provide a solution called X0 Genie, and that clips onto the bottom of any drone and will allow you to navigate without GPS with equivalent accuracy over long distances. And then we have a second half of our business which is looking at unattended ground sensors for security and surveillance monitoring, again all with the AI all based on the edge, and all of that runs through a human-machine teaming platform called Cerebella, which allows you to integrate workflows and human workflows, and we've also integrated with ATAC and that type of thing for some of our defense users.
And the use cases are quite diverse, from anti-poaching to railway safety and security. So talk us just a little bit about what's the connective DNA there.
So if you start to think about it in terms of, if you can move the intelligence to the edge and you can move the decision making to the edge, then you reduce your reliance on infrastructure. And so the use cases in terms of anti-poaching, there is no internet in Africa, for example. You know, as we say, elephants don't watch Netflix. So by putting all of the information on board a small camera and then using SATCOM links to broadcast just the information that's important. So an alert when you see a poacher, for example, to alert the rangers to go and take action. What we saw there was it cut down, certainly in terms of the time it takes to respond to events, but also it allows you to do it in a very small footprint patch. On Network Rail in the UK, it was actually the independence of infrastructure was our benefit as well, because integrating into such a highly constrained infrastructure is very difficult to do. So we were able to install our cameras onto their platform, just taking power from the light posts that were already there, and that allowed us to monitor the platforms for trespass and for anti-suicide. And what we saw there was we saw a very, very low false positive rate, around about 4 frames in 26 million. And we were able to show a much higher range of trespass than they previously thought. So it was very successful in terms of monitoring those platforms. And then obviously on the airborne side, our non-GPS navigation solution, GPS is very vulnerable. Okay, it's very easy to spoof, very easy to jam, and what we recognise is, you know, most people who operate drones do it because they have a mission in mind, and therefore, if there's a singular vulnerability on the drone, it's probably GPS, particularly if you're flying beyond visual line of sight or if you're flying autonomously. By creating this solution, we act as a co-pilot to GPS, so that if that fails, you've got a backup and a redundancy, which allows you to guarantee mission success.
Okay. And now we're going to segue across the pond. There is a development in New York State, correct?
Correct.
Tell us a little bit about that development.
Yeah, definitely. So the company wanted to land in the U.S., and so they were able to do so through a program in New York called Genius New York, which is an incubator which helps startups grow in the U.S. So the company led by Chaz and Dan applied and were accepted last year in the program, and then we're the grand prize winner, which helps us plant roots in the ecosystem and helped me join the team in New York, which is great.
So what is your kind of planned, what sort of things are you planning to do as part of the Genius operation?
Yep, so our biggest goal basically is start to scale our production. So we're working to take the ground sensor and build it in New York. We're also working to just build out our presence and replicate the success in the UK, in the Department of Defense, in the US, in similar applications. And so that's really keeping us busy, and with that we'll grow a little bit more in New York.
Okay. So how are you finding the regulatory environment in the UK versus in the US? Similar, different, or is it something you don't?
I think it's not something that directly impacts us.
Right.
What we're seeing though is, if you look at the challenges that the industry faces in terms of enabling BV loss operations, in terms of the waivers, you have to get the exemptions to actually fly and test some of these platforms. The problems are the same on either side, and it's that ongoing challenge between maintaining an appropriate level of safety and enabling innovation. And I think there are differences, but fundamentally it's about how do we as an industry enable that together by collaboratively working, and we're very much in favour of collaboration. We're always looking for partners where we solve part of the problem and they solve other parts of the problem, with a view of helping solve the whole problem together to help to move the industry forward. We see a huge opportunity in this market for ourselves, but also for a lot of other people. But only if we work together, and only if we actually start to have those conversations as an industry as a whole.
And that's where Genius really helps, because in each cohort we're focused on drones, and there are 6 companies, and they're complementary. So half the teams are working on automation to help with the safety cases for beyond visual line of sight, and there are 30 plus companies that have gone through that program, and they're open for applications now as well, for the next cohort for next year. And as that ecosystem grows, the partnership opportunities are there, and then a complete solution forms, and it makes the whole industry better.
Right. And it seems like your technologies would lend themselves to even more use cases other than what you're doing and what we've talked about. Is that sort of in the
absolutely.
In the planning?
So at the heart of what we do, there is a lot of very clever guys who do some amazing things with artificial intelligence, and we've already exploited that in the UK on a number of different projects, ranging from monitoring coastal waters for illegal immigration and illegal fishing, to securing nuclear decommissioning sites from a security and surveillance point of view. And then as you start to move forward and you start to look at the problems we've solved already technologically, there's all kinds of opportunities around safety, around security, around efficient use of platforms, and just ensuring that we help build that overall safety case for our users. And it's all about, how do we help our users be more effective? How do we make machines a much more valuable member of their team? And how do we allow that human capital to deploy itself in a way that's more effective for the team as a whole?
So you help them achieve their goals.
Absolutely,
in a safe
yes,
manner.
yes.
Okay. So how's the show been for you? Have you sort of, was this kind of a coming out party in that sense of the whole New York connection?
It's been great, actually. So there's some amazing people here at the show. We've had made some really good connections. We've seen a lot of people who understand the problem space that we work in and have a real need for that. And it's great to see, as you go to each one of these shows and time is progressing, that panacea of the drone market exploding is getting closer. You can feel there's a much bigger energy this year than certainly the last few shows I've been to. But yeah, it's been great.
That's great. Anything else we need to know about the company or what you're planning?
I think the key thing is, obviously we are looking to expand quickly in the US. We've shown great success in the UK. We want to replicate that. To do that, we need to build the right partnerships here. So we're always looking for partners who we can help or who can help us. And as part of that growth, we'll obviously be looking for the right people as well. So then it's about finding more Bradfords who can help us with our growth in the US as well. And so the kind of the message I would give is, reach out to us, come and talk to us. We're a friendly bunch. And we're always happy to explore where we can work together.
You don't have much time now, so get over there and talk to them. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming by. Good luck. I look forward to seeing what all you do in the future.
Thank you very much.
Perfect. Thank you.